I just wanted to record that I had a good reading day. Um, I think it's one of these things that I found for the weekend, and I bet people who don't read, who are trying to kind of take care of themselves, understand this as well. Is on your days off, you should find something that you love doing and do it on the weekend. Because I know that that's what reading for me is, sitting down and just having a long reading session. That just makes me feel good. That feels like I've taken care of myself for this day on this weekend. I mean, I get reading done during the week, but it's more kind of catch it as I can. Whereas on the weekend, I can kind of say, okay, I'm going to take a couple of hours, and that's what I'm going to do. And yeah, that's what I did today. And I finished the physical book that I was reading, physical as in the ebook, but a physical book that I was reading, and I just felt really good. And I mean, I had one of those bookish experiences where I got a little emotional about the book I was reading and just kind of felt warm and happy at the end of it. This was definitely the comfort read. I'm also listening to a nonfiction book at the moment, which is working with really hard material, and I've actually made a point of I want to get through that by the end of the weekend because I've been taking it so slow. I'm a slow reader. Oftentimes my when I'm listening to something, the book is about the Sandy Hook shootings and all the conspiracy stuff and Alex Jones and Trump and just all of that. A place where I don't feel comfortable in. I would talk about self-care. I would not be taking good care of myself if I was exposing to myself to this on a daily, just that, if I immersed myself in that world. If that was my world, I that would erode my soul. That would erode my health, my sense of self, my happiness. I just can't tell you how deeply disturbing and disheartening and just terrible this book has made me feel. This very well written, well researched book. The author, whose name of course is fallen out of my head, I'll be Elizabeth Warren. I might have that wrong. I might be mixing her up with a politician there. She's done such a good job of telling the story of how she's written it, how she's organized it, and of going deep into this stuff. But it's tough. But a part of what I'm trying to do with my nonfiction is I want it to take me places where I don't usually go, to kind of get out of myself in a way. This has been that's been a really tough book. I've done that with a couple of books now. I did that with the rise and fall of Nazi Germany, and I took a lot. I read that. On ebook, and I took a lot of. I would read a chapter, and then I would go off and read something else, and I've been doing that with this book as well. But I'm trying to power through it at the moment. I'm near the end. I'm in the last chapter, and then there's an epilogue and an afterword, and I hope to get that done by the end of the weekend. But it's two different projects there of trying to kind of push myself that way, and then go off and do something else entirely different. Maybe find something outside of myself that isn't such shit. To be honest, that doesn't make you really fucking question a hunk of humanity and how are we just. How do our brains go so wrong? And I'm not talking about like mentally ill, even though there's obviously mentally ill people, but just like, how do your brains go so wrong that way? And I mean, I've known a person like that, and it was exhausting to be around them, and that's sort of what this book has been, but also useful exploration of that. But that's been also good, but it's also been good to have that physical comfort read to kind of bounce it off of. That was a long way to a small angry planet, actually, which has actually got some interestingly overlapping themes, but I'm really just bouncing around here. But, it's been a good reading day, and I just wanted to record that, yeah, I had a good good reading day, and that, I know I'm going to go back to work on Tuesday and be like, yeah, yeah, I'm ready to work and to be useful, and to knowing that I've kind of taken care of myself in a way, and not in a just strictly pampered way, but in a way that's kind of exercised and revitalized and helped myself. And that's something I like to recognize about reading, and that it's important to me, and that it fulfills that function for me. That's a reader's perspective. That I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who, it's whether it's hiking, whether it's doing something else, will give them that revitalization. I mean, I also know spending time with my family is also a big hunk of that as well. So you got to balance it. It can't just be one thing. It needs to be. It's multiple things, but it's just like, oh, okay, there's that thing, and I really enjoy it. All right, I will leave it there. More videos later.